What's going on, guys? So finally we have the phase 2 banners of Genshin 4.1 patch, and of course a new character, a new 5-star is coming out, it's Wriothesley, and we have the 4 stars. So it's not just him that's coming out, there's also Venti, and of course we have 3 new weapons in the game on the weapon banner. So let's jump right to it and review the banners. Wriothesley here is going to be a 5-star cryo DPS character. So think of Ayaka, think of Ganyu, something similar in that sense. There have been a few leaks and a little bit of information about Wriothesley. He looks pretty good, although maybe not the best DPS in the game. But if you do have a team that will fit him, if you have some cryo support, if you have a team that you think a cryo DPS would do really well on, well, Wriothesley might be the character for you. He will be melee combat based, so he's going to be a little bit like Hazo is right now, but obviously a little bit stronger, and cryo. So if you are lacking cryo DPS, I strongly suggest you get Wriothesley. Although, let's now talk about the 4 stars, because maybe you shouldn't waste all your wishes just yet. Of course, we have an old 4-star here, it's Chongyun. He's not very useful at the moment, not many people use him. He doesn't really belong in any meta teams, he doesn't really belong in any modern kind of team compositions. Unfortunately, he's been kind of left behind, and he's very niche, I would say. So Chongyun's a no-go really, you don't really need this guy. Now Thoma is actually a little bit similar, he's also been a bit left behind. He's a pyro, but you know, some people have tried Burgeon teams with Thoma to varying degrees of success, I would say. Personally, I haven't really used my Thoma, it's quite high constellations, and still I haven't really found a decent use for him. Perhaps in the future he might get better, but for now Thoma is a little bit irrelevant in the game. Now, speaking of irrelevancy, Dori here, you know, still, you know, she came out in Sumeru, so she's not that old, but no one really found a use for her or a decent team that she could work with. Again, a little bit niche, she's an electro kind of healer kind of character, similar to Diona in that sense that she doesn't just do one role. You know, you can do a little bit of damage and a little bit of healing on her. She looks fun to play, and of course if you like her character, you know, go for it, but in my opinion she's also a little bit too niche, and there are better healers in the game, and there's of course better electro DPS as well, so she doesn't really cut it, Dori. So we have a decent 5-star character who looks really cool and will play really cool, but the 4 stars aren't very good, I'll be honest. They are nothing compared to the Nouvellette banner, that's for sure. And the upcoming FURINA banner also seems to have better 4 stars on it, from what the information says. There is also Venti. Now Venti is very old, and if you still don't have him and you really want him for some reason, here's your chance. He does come back every year, it seems. And if you want the Anemo Archon, well, here he is. I would say that a lot of people have other Anemo characters right now. A lot of people are using Sucrose, a lot of people are using Kazuha. Now Venti can still be fun and can, you know, still do a lot of damage, still help your team with that utility. His burst is really good, and it's probably his best feature is the burst. But again, I don't really see a lot of people running Venti right now, and I don't think that's gonna change anytime soon. Even for stuff like an all Archon team, if you're making that, I think he's gonna be the one out when FURINA comes out. So I don't really see Venti popping off right now. However, the weapon banner seems pretty good, I want to say. It seems okay. We have the new 5-star weapon, Cashflow Supervision. Now, this is a crit rate catalyst weapon, and it has been specifically made for Wriothesley. It is his signature weapon. it seems pretty good, I would say. And if you do need just a crit rate catalyst, the bonuses are, you know, it gives you a little bit more attack and normal and charged attack damage. So it's kind of an overall decent catalyst, especially if you are going for Wriothesley. Of course, this might be his best weapon. We also have Elegy for the End, that is Venti's signature weapon, although there are other weapons you can use on Venti, of course. In fact, Elegy is very good, it's an energy recharge weapon, however, it's an older weapon, and if you really need it, it's here, and you can't really go wrong with it, but I personally don't really see a use for it right now. However, if you are in dire need of an energy recharge bow, here it is, and it's probably your best bet. Now, to quickly move on to the 4 stars, the Rain Slasher is back, Elemental Mastery Claymore, not very good, would not recommend this weapon. Eye of Perception is back, Attack Percentage Catalyst, again, not really widely used, kind of old and irrelevant. We have Favonius Sword, that's pretty good, that's an energy recharge sword. I still use mine on my Bennett, it works pretty well, so that is a pretty good 4-star, but again, it comes back quite often, so maybe you already have it R5. But here we are, the new 4-star weapons. So we have the Prospector's Drill, that's the polearm, and that's going to be your attack percentage weapon. This and the new bow have the same mechanic of generating these symbols, and then they kind of get consumed and you get attack percentage damage and some elemental damage as well on top of that. But this, I can see this being decent on different characters, perhaps Rosaria, Shenhei, Hu Tao, Sino. If you're in need of this kind of, you know, attack percentage weapon with some elemental damage in there. It's a more generic weapon, I would say, but I can see it kind of being decent, maybe on any upcoming 4-star characters or even 5-star characters. And of course the last one is the bow, the range gauge. That is also an attack percentage weapon, and it's got quite a high base attack, just like the polearm, and it's got the same passive where you get more attack and elemental damage bonus. So overall, the 4 stars are okay. If you are looking forward to these new 4-star weapons, maybe you can spare a few pulls here and there if you really want to. I have a feeling that this new bow could be decent on Sigwine, so she's going to be a Hydro bow character upcoming kind of soon, I hope, in the future anyway. If not, you know, it is what it is, but maybe this could be good on her. Apart from that, the 2 signature weapons are pretty good, however, they're not the best. They're not your Staff of Homer that we have right now. You know, they're not your Jade Cutter, they're not your Beacon Claymore for Dia. You know, these are not the top of the top weapons. However, I'm sure they will perform pretty well on their respective characters and some others. So guys, should you summon on these banners? I don't think so. Personally, I don't think so. Now this is just my opinion, but we have FURINA coming up, and hopefully after Navia. So if you really want to spend your wishes right now, it's kind of an interesting time, because I would be recommending you to save for FURINA. Even if you have a lot of Primo Gems and Fates right now, Neuvillette is still out there, and Neuvillette is very good. If we have a look here, Neuvillette still has 5 days left. He's one of the best DPS in the game, if not the best right now, at C0 as well. And he's a Hydro DPS. If you don't have Ayato or Child, there's your man. Of course, these 4 stars are very good, much better than the Wriothesley and Venti banners. And if you want Hu Tao, she's also here. So unfortunately, guys, as good looking as Wriothesley might be, and as fun to play he might be, I think this is a skip for free-to-play players at least. And especially if you already have some Cryo DPS. Perhaps this guy may not be for you. But at the same time, if you don't care for FURINA or Navia or anyone upcoming, and your favorite character is Wriothesley, just get him. It's as simple as that. So, thank you guys for watching. This has been my banner review. one of many, and hopefully we'll soon be hearing more about the FURINA banner and the 4 stars on that. I have my speculations. It's looking like this is a skip. For me, I will be skipping. Perhaps building a little pity here and there. A 10 pool or 2 wouldn't hurt. If you are looking for the 4-star constellations for some reason, if you do want these 4 stars, build a little pity perhaps. But that is it from me, guys. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.